These are accurate as of this Sunday morning where we are recording. Okay, Sunday morning, the 9th of February, by the way. Let's talk about WWE releases. And a couple of names have been released. Okay, looking at this list so far, and I think there might be more to come, but are you even really surprised at any of the people listed here? To be honest.
If nothing else, I'm actually surprised at the timing of it, right? Like,
Okay.
usually WWE releases talent post WrestleMania, correct?
Yes.
But like, I've never actually remembered them, like releasing people at the start of the year, like right as the WrestleMania season is just about to start. What do you think about that?
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that they pretty much know who they want to push and who they don't really have plans for. So I guess their mentality is might as well just do it now, right? And some of them, their contract just ran out and they were not renewed.
Okay.
So it's not a straight up release, yeah.
Yeah, like you said, like a couple of them that like make sense. They haven't been doing much on TV, but some of them are really like wasted, man. Like one of them is like, oh, my eye candy, and then she's gone.
Well, hang on. Just because she eye candy only, huh?
No. She was in a good tag team. So that's also one of the things that I was curious about. Why only one half of a tag team was released and the other half not? You know what I mean?
Right. Well, I mean, as we go through the list, I guess we can sort of, discuss that a little bit. Okay, here we go. The first one that kind of kicked things off, he actually went on social media to announce his release. Cedric Alexander, coming off a loss on NXT, actually, recently.
Yeah, actually, I didn't know what happened to Cedric Alexander after the Hurt Business left. Like, where did he go back to NXT? Was he on 205?
205? What are we in, like 2021? No. There's no 205. He's been on NXT. Yeah, he's sort of just been here or there. You know what I mean? He's one of those guys they use sparingly. And unfortunately, I guess they really had nothing to do with him. Honestly, this is probably a good thing for him. Let's try to look at it at a positive, because now, and a lot of people have mentioned it online, his best move is to just go to AEW, make the money, and be with his Hurt Syndicate friends.
Yeah, rejoin them in the Hurt Syndicate. It makes a lot of sense, right?
Yeah, and here's the thing. I would rather see him in the Hurt Syndicate than Ricochet.
Because that's what they're trying to do, right? Recruit Ricochet in the beginning, and then actually, in the end, they went for Cedric Alexander in WWE. Do you know about this story?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now looking at Ricochet and what he's doing in AEW, it makes perfect sense.
Well, Ricochet is doing better in AEW, in my opinion. I mean, the go away hit, somehow he's managed to convert it into like proper hit from what I'm seeing. So,
yeah, sure. Mr. Scissors, the golden scissors, for whatever reason.
He wears specs now, bro. Now he's more evil, bro.
Bro don't even have hair. I don't know why scissors. And that's another topic for another day. But like, you know how wrestlers have an assigned weapon is their weapon? Like at some point it gets like, I feel like we should put the blame on Triple H for this. When the second he had his own trademark weapon, suddenly everybody got a trademark weapon.
Yeah, everybody got to get their shit in, you know what I mean?
Oh, and talking about social media, we'll get to that in a bit. So, okay, there you go. That's Cedric and Alexander. Let's get back to him.
I want to say something about Cedric Alexander's release as well. The first person that I saw posting about it, right, wasn't Cedric Alexander. I did see his Instagram post after that.
Okay.
But the first person that posted about Cedric Alexander was, of all people, Mustafa Ali.
Because they're probably buddies from before.
If you guys remember, like the biggest feud in 205 Live was Mustafa Ali and Cedric Alexander. Remember when they were trying to push the Cruiserweight division on Raw?
Yeah.
And they had this amazing match that ended up being on the pre-show on WrestleMania 34. So like, I feel like, it makes sense for him to go back to the Indies. He has a lot of his friends, a lot of his rivals, previous enemies there as well. So it's a good landing spot, because I really feel, again, it's just a case of there's nothing for you here in WWE right now.
Correct. And yes, he's ultra talented. Like we talked about, either AEW makes sense. TNA, go restart your feud with Mustafa Ali.
TNA has been doing so well, bro.
Yes,
so well. So I'm happy for them that they get this opportunity.
So the options is go and get all your extra money and do nonsense at AEW, or go TNA and work. I think it's fine. He's gonna be fine. Let's talk about Akam and Reza of the AOP. Ooh. And not just the two of them, their manager, Paul Ellering. Okay, we know Paul Ellering. He is a legendary manager. Was the Legion of Doom, right? He was the guy.
Yes, LOD. Yeah, for sure.
It's not my era, to be honest, right? And I don't mind bringing in legends to sort of be managers and prop up new guys. But can we be real honest here? They've done absolutely nothing, even on their return, even in their first run. AOP, they've just sort of been there.
I'm curious, right? Paul Ellering clearly doesn't need the gig, right? They call him
Yeah.
back to help manage AOP.
Yeah.
But like he's been fired and hired twice, right?
Yeah.
And then we have people like Jake Roberts who's been there forever and like, just vibes over there. So like I'm curious,
No,
like,
because
what's
that's
the point?
AEW. AEW, Tony Khan can just pay out the Wahoo and forget that he even has a toy. So
Life
WWE
first
a
lah.
bit different. Like they have probably people to answer to, say, why you have this fella on the payroll? He's doing nothing. You
No,
know?
that's the thing, right? Like when Final Testament first started up, right? We thought like, wow, gonna be a super group, Karrion Kross, Scarlett, and then AOP. Like that felt like it could be at least a mid card, faction, could have won tag team titles. But for some reason, somewhere along the line, right? This is maybe a thing where Triple H maybe had plans and
Yep.
then like either changed his mind, soured on them, or like just was focusing on other people and then forgot about them.
Okay, so this is dirt sheet stuff. Don't take my word for it, but apparently Akam and Reza had heat backstage because of some business dealings, and the reason they got put with Karrion Kross was because Karrion Kross has very good relationship with the locker room. Everyone loves Karrion Kross, so they put them with him. Hopefully, some of that bad heat from AOP will be dispersed, right? And AOP heavily requested that Paul Ellering come with them. They are a package. That's
Okay.
probably why creative has nothing for Paul, because he's that excess baggage that was demanded, quote unquote. And if you want to demand somebody to work with you, like, I don't know, it's probably a combination of everything. They soured on them, they have nothing for them. And if you don't like somebody, you're less likely to try to push them or make a story for them. You know what I mean?
And to me, like, AOP leaving, but it's still having like Karrion Kross on the roster doing like, really like improving recently, especially
Oh.
having more screen time.
I love him as the devil over somebody's shoulder. Like, he's that guy now. Like, anytime somebody is teasing a heel, suddenly carrying hello.
Does it remind you of a certain gimmick that never took off in the early 2000s? You know what I'm
Early
talking
2000,
about?
Waylon Mercy?
No, very close,
No.
very close. 2003.
Is
Yes.
it Sean O'Hare or Mark Jindrak? Sean O'Hare.
Sean O'Hare, you got it.
I remember, I can see his face, like the spiky hair. Yeah.
He had that a bit the man bun vibe going
Yeah.
on. He was shit steering. Remember he was partnered up with Rowdy Piper 2003.
Yeah.
Yeah. So his gimmick was like, okay, I'm just gonna speak in your ear. I'm like the devil's whisperer, right? Like I'm gonna stir shit for everyone. And I love that Karrion Kross kind of picked up on him because he does have a lot of similarities with that guy.
Yes.
And also like he works as his promo skills is actually the thing that keeps him on top. Like that to me is more interesting than his matches. So
True.
let him be the devil whisperer on Raw. It works so well.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's Akam Reza AOP. As well as Paul Ellering. Gone. Now, the next one, it almost feels like she never even got a chance. Was she even on the main roster after they called her up? Remember, it was a big deal that she got called up to the main roster, right, from NXT. And then Blair Davenport just had 1 or 2 matches and then poof, disappeared.
I feel so bad because Blair was literally at the Royal Rumble over the weekend. Didn't do anything. The only thing I saw from her was the behind the scenes Royal Rumble video on YouTube where she was like taking photos with like the rest of the women. So clearly she was a team player, but again, nothing that she didn't do much for WWE in terms of like the main roster at all. Like NXT UK was her
ceiling.
peak. Yeah.
Maybe she was just kind of bleh. Oh,
wasn't she Bia Priestley in AEW? I still remember this.
Bro just no-sold my pun. Okay, cool. That's how we're going to play it. All right. Bia Priestley? Yes, she was. She's probably going to go back to AEW then.
But she used to date somebody and then she broke up.
Who?
Darby Allin.
Oh!
Right,
huh?
right.
I thought that one was Gigi Dolin.
Oh shit, sorry.
No, that's Gigi Dolin.
No. No, the other guy, Will Ospreay. I think they used to date.
Okay, well, I mean, Ospreay, isn't he married now, or he has a relationship, he has a kid?
Yeah, first
can be professional one lah. If Matt Hardy and Adam Copeland can do the job, the business, then hey, anybody else can.
If Nikki Bella can return the same day that John Cena is in the Royal Rumble, do you realize no interactions at all, no behind the scenes they come across each other?
Bro, professional. Okay, then again, yeah. On one side we have professionals, on the other side is just Anyway, let's not go there. What was the safe word for this season? Oh no, oh no.
Oh no, yes.
All
oh
right,
no.
here we go.
Shout out to Najwan. Oh no.
Okay, this next one to me, I guess, is the most like, oh, they could have done so much with her. And this is a case of contract not renewed, not like release. Her contract just ran up and they were like, okay, we're not going to renew, right? And I guess in a way, there have been a lot of stop-start pushes with the Pure Fusion Collective, which, like, to this very day, still sounds horrible coming out of my mouth. Pure Fusion Collective.
Which one is the worst dead on arrival name? PFC or the Viking Experience, bro?
No, this one was. Like, Viking Experience, at least okay lah, you know, like, it tells me what I need to know about them.
I don't know what PFC means. Like, they never tell the story of why
Exactly.
Fusion.
It's just three angry lesbians. I don't know. It's Zoe Stark.
PMS?
Yeah, no, there's what their orientation is shouldn't factor into it. But yeah, what does Pure Fusion Collective even mean?
I don't know. I have no idea. And the thing is, to me, when I heard the name, it was Dead on Arrival. They tried to shorten it and call it PFC, sure. But what was interesting wasn't that. The interesting thing was Sonya Deville like becoming the manager for both of them and like kind of being this female shield, right? That was what they were trying to do, right?
And you know what? We remember Sonya Deville as the Raw GM for, was it Raw or SmackDown? SmackDown GM for quite a long time, and she was good as the unlikable heel manager, right?
Yeah. She had great chemistry with Adam Pearce as well. Remember that?
And I always thought she had a great look. You know, even though her in-ring was kind of right, I guess she's one of those that tries to mix MMA into... I've said this before, I'll say it again lah. Only one or two people can pull off the MMA gimmick well. Anyone else who tries to do it, it just doesn't work.
Underrated feud, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Remember?
Oh, wait, hang on. Mandy. And what's even crazier, this will not be the first time we mention Mandy. We'll get to that in just a bit. Oh boy, here we go.
Okay.
Sonya Deville, contract not renew. What does this mean? For her, I mean, she can definitely find her way like TNA and all the other companies out there. But what does this mean for Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark? And we are recording this on a Sunday. I'm sure there are more cuts to come. By the time we put this clip out on YouTube, I wouldn't be very surprised, even though I do not wish people ill will. I wouldn't be surprised if Shayna and Zoe also kena.
Ooh, I mean, honestly, they were in the Royal Rumble, right? But like, didn't do much, right?
They didn't. There was clearly no plan to have them have a shine.
Yeah, and I'm surprised they didn't even win the women's tag team title. You know, in the time that they were a team. So
Shayna like had her moment. Remember that year where everyone wanted her to win the Rumble?
2020. Yeah.
She had that like spark, and I think Shayna they can do it if they really get behind her. I hate saying this, but Zoe, for me, the ship has sailed. She's been called up main roster, and every time they've had her in a big moment, she slipped off that top rope. Stop doing that top rope springboard thing.
Yeah, it's not just that. Like when she had that. I think she was backing up or fighting against Becky Lynch, right?
No, remember when she feuded Trish? She was Trish's
she was because she was
bodyguard.
Sidekick, and then she fought a lot of Becky Lynch, and then everyone was shitting on her finisher because it's like so hard to pull off the Z360, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just felt like maybe her ceiling should be like a smaller company, perhaps.
Yeah, and even in the NXT, I didn't think she was like, like she was mid-card in NXT to me.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I think some people have the WWE look and style. Like, it's nothing against her, right? Like, if she could come across as a badass and like have great promos, she needs to be the overall package of the character. If she's just like a work rate person, then might as well be with Marina Shafir, right? Like,
but not even. What the? Okay. Anyway, oh no. Okay. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she was next. I don't know what they could do with her. Send her to Evolve. Not even NXT Evolve. NXT is already like stacked. If you look at the roster.
You know what? Ring of Honor. I think they need more competitors other than just Athena. So I don't know. Just
that's a whole other ballgame. We shall not go there. Okay. Anything else you want to add about Sonya Deville?
No, I actually really liked her. It's a shame. But I think she will bounce back. I think honestly, Sonya Deville can go to TNA right now and like wrestle Masha Slamovich for the TNA Women's Championship. She has that in her. Can I also mention very briefly somebody who was released 90 days earlier?
Okay.
I saw her interview on Busted Open. Indy Hartwell, our
Oh,
favorite girl.
yes.
And I love the fact right now, right? She's calling, you know what's her nickname?
What?
Indie Wrestling.
I mean, she did that in NXT one, or
Yeah,
they
yeah.
because Johnny Wrestling.
Yes. So
Yeah.
so I think it makes sense. She should be the queen of the indies, right? Based on her
Yeah.
name alone. So
Sure.
I do hope all these people bounce back really, really well.
Okay, let's move on then to the next one. Again, another one we thought had a lot of potential, and interestingly enough, her partner was not released. They gave them a run with the women's tag titles for a bit, and they were just flat. Like every time they came out, there's no buzz
Do
around
you remember
them.
the name? Some unnatural talent or
Unnatural. No, it was some like mystic sounding thing, but okay.
Unholy
Is it
Union.
Unholy Union. The Unholy Onion, more like. Look, the supernatural gimmicks just have not worked. So I've like, they need to tread very carefully. If anybody gets pitched a supernatural gimmick, they need to be like, actually, can we do something else? Okay, we're talking about Isla Dawn.
Yeah.
I remember, the only thing I remember about Isla Dawn right now is how you enjoyed the thickness.
It's not just that, bro. It's her redhead, bro. It's a ginger, bro.
I mean,
Ginger,
I always thought she was decent in the ring. She was good in the ring, you know? And
No,
together
she
with
was.
Alba
Yeah.
Fire, I thought they made a cool tag team. I feel like there was an idea, they tried it for a bit, they got gun shy, and then they just give up.
So here's my thing, right? Why Isla over Alba Fire? Like, I mean, I'm just
Well,
curious, right?
for
Like,
now.
okay, for now, sure. But like again, right? Like, I didn't think either one of them like was so bad over the other.
Yeah.
I think both of them were of equal standing, and they actually catered to a very like they came from NXT UK, right? So they have that British presence, and I'm thinking to myself like, which other female British wrestler is there on the WWE roster right now doing well? There's no representation there.
I mean, you got Irish.
Uh,
Woo!
I guess Becky Lynch, fine. Okay, oh, your new girl, right?
Lyra Valkyria.
I saw her video with Sheamus, the Brave Change Challenge.
Yeah.
She's a beast, man. So
Yeah.
respect. So maybe fine Irish, but like we got Scottish, but then now all the England representation.
Okay.
Come on.
But hang on. Let's dial back on that. It's not about like, if they were an over group, then yeah, sure, right? You shouldn't have people there just for the sake of filling up numbers. If that were the case, where are my Chinese wrestlers? Where are my Indian wrestlers? You know, like it's not about that. It's about, okay, can you sell tickets in that company, in that environment, on that platform? And I think Isla Dawn just doesn't make that cut. And I'm afraid that Alba Fire will fall to that same problem as well.
Yeah. All I'm saying is like I will fire 3 other girls over Isla Dawn, right? I just feel Isla Dawn is not the worst of the pack. Like,
No.
and I feel like she had a lot of potential as well. Like
Yeah.
she definitely. Hey, Chelsea Green needs competitors as well in the mid-card division, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah. Okay, talking about the foreign presence, as it were, right? Let's talk about another foreigner that had a decent run as part of a group, but now that group is sort of like, okay, the main guy's off doing main event stuff, the other one's prancing around the ring. He doesn't care because he's having it good with his girlfriend backstage. But you know who I'm talking about now?
No.
Alamak, one fella is Gunther, the other fella is Kaiser. The third fella, unfortunately, did not make the cut. He also gonna release Giovanni Vinci. Okay, he must have pissed somebody off. Like the way that he came in, they did the Imperium thing, right? And then he got unceremoniously booted out of the Imperium. Like he didn't even get like a redemption revenge arc. They like Kaiser murdered him, and then he went to SmackDown. And he shows up on SmackDown, instant loss after loss after loss. So he must have pissed somebody off. I don't know what they were trying to do.
Yeah. You know what it is? From what I understand about Imperium, right? It was Ludwig and Gunther that grew up together. They were the ones that are friends.
Right.
Vinci is like the Travis Barker, like he from Blink-182. Like just, okay, I met this guy along the way in the Indies, okay, another European guy can come.
But that's fine. Like it doesn't matter if you grew up or not, right? Together.
No, but I think my second point I was trying to say was that the ceiling for Ludwig and Gunther is clear for everyone to say. Like everyone can tell like they would do well. But maybe they look at Vinci, they're like, Actually, Vinci is dragging the rest down.
Yeah, that's why we split them up. And then, they brought him over to SmackDown. Remember, they had the vignettes for the European Excellence, even though
Oh, yeah.
we remember him losing left, right, and center. And the European Excellence gimmick was from NXT. So they literally, I don't know if it's a case of, all right, you give us an idea, and he has no ideas. And he just came out with the same old shit. And they're like, okay, this guy maybe is not it.
And then when he debuted on SmackDown, or re-debuted, didn't he
lost.
lose in
Yes.
10 seconds or something?
Correct. They squashed him, and then he just kept losing whenever he would once in a while show up. So there has been no clear direction for this guy. It's clear that either somebody doesn't like him or they had an idea. Maybe remember what's his face? Kurt Hawkins had a losing streak type gimmick, and those usually go nowhere.
I think it's generally a case where if you need to trim the fat on the roster, he's definitely one of it lah. There's nothing much,
Okay, last two, they are tag team. They've been around. They have a very strong association with the main eventer, right? And they are two guys you can use anywhere, and I'm sure they'll go back to the Japan scene. Maybe they'll go to AEW. Talking about the Good Brothers, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. Nerd!
Talk about people who have been hired and fired more than 3 times.
Yeah.
They should have stayed in AEW, right? Weren't they part of the group with Kenny Omega, remember?
Oh yeah. Were they? They were there for a cup of tea. I don't even remember.
No, they were actually part of TNA, but during that TNA and AEW crossover, they came a lot. So I think they are those guys that are made for the indies. They are well settled. And I just felt like when they were in WWE, they couldn't show their personality, or their personality didn't really come out as much. So
what is their personality? If you were to describe to me the Good Brothers, what is their personality?
They're just a bunch of bullying jocks lah. And they do it really, really well.
Oh, sure, I guess.
Yeah, and they can't keep coasting on their friendship with AJ Styles. AJ Styles doesn't have that much of a sway to okay, I need to keep all my friends in this company.
Well, actually, to be honest, I totally see them going to TNA, doing some stuff. And then once in a while, they just show back up on the WWE because TNA and WWE have that connection now.
Yeah. You know what I really want them to do? I want them to actually do a run back in Japan. I think that's when they were the most popular. And Carl Anderson was taken seriously as a singles wrestler then.
But bro, to be honest, the Japan scene also not happening now. In a lot of ways, AEW has wrecked the Japan scene. New Japan, to be exact.
For sure. That's why I'm campaigning for more wrestlers to go back to Japan to rejuvenate the scene.
Yes. Exactly, right?
Let Omar stay there for 1 year lah.
Okay, so there you go. Those are the releases. Like I said, we have recorded this on a Sunday morning. There might be more to come. We don't know. If any other big names pop up, we'll do an addendum. We'll jump on TikTok, something like that. We'll post a video about it.
Yeah, we'll definitely post it out or clip it out. So, unfortunate, very unfortunate. Again, to me, the timing was a bit iffy right before WrestleMania. So, but again, maybe they just want to focus on what they have. Focus on their team. You know what it reminds me of, bro?
What?
The football January transfer window, bro.
Oh.
It's like the mid-season transfer. You want to push people out. Okay, focus on the remaining people going for the titles that they want.
Well, more than ever, the WWE seems like they have a very long-term plan, and these folks clearly didn't fit in that plan. So